Hi guys, welcome back. All right, yesterday we had an intro to the formula chart for finding area and volume, and you did a scavenger hunt as your first assignment for this. Now we're going to go get into the first shape, or shapes rather. We're going to start with rectangles and squares. So let's go ahead and look at our notes for this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your formula chart should be handy. Remember, I posted that in your folder. If you had a printer, hopefully you printed it so that way you can just have it side by side. If not, have another window open so you can refer to the formula. All right, we are going to be talking about rectangles and squares today. And as you can see, the formula for that is area equals base times height. This should be very familiar to you from elementary school, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and look at it. Base times height is just the same as saying length times width. I do believe that's what you're familiar with, but we're calling it base times height for our purposes. So finding the area of squares and rectangles. So I have four shapes up here, and a lot of this is going to be repetitive, but you need to get this in your mind so that way you're able to identify the shapes and the formulas that go with them. So let's go ahead and identify the shapes that we have. So the first one, I have a 9 by 3.5. Because they do not have the same base and height, I know that this is a rectangle. A rectangle has different sides, okay? The next shape, I have 7.5 meters times 7.5 meters. Now this does have the same base and height. When it's the same, I know that this is a square. A square is the same size all the way around it, okay? Let's look at this next one. I have, this one says area equals 33 feet. They give me a height, but I don't have a base. But if I'm just looking at it, here's my height, here's my base. That looks longer than what's over here. So this is probably a rectangle. Rectangle, okay? Over here, again, I've given the area. I'm given the base, it looks like, but I have no height. So just looking at that, those don't look like those are going to be the same numbers at all. So I'm going to go ahead and classify this as a rectangle as well. Okay. All right. According to the formula chart, the formula for a rectangle or square, sorry guys, is base times height. So my formula is going to be the same all the way down. Okay. So I'm going to put area equals base times height. Area equals base times height, area equals base times height, area equals base times height. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and fill in for our missing information. So let's start with our first one. Our base, remember that's our bottom. It says 3.5. Now you can multiply with a fraction, but it probably might be easier to change that to a decimal. If remember our benchmark fractions, a half is 0.5. So we're going to use 3.5 as our base, and then our height is identified as 9. Okay. Now substitute. We're going to rewrite the formula, but now we're going to put the numbers in there instead of the letters. So we're going to put area equals base, which is 3.5, and we're going to multiply that by the height, which is 9. Okay. So I've substituted my letters for the actual values that were given in my picture. Now I'm going to actually multiply that. 3.5 times 9. I have one decimal place in there. Remember, I need that for my final answer. 9 times 5 will give me 45. Carry my 4. 9 times 3, 27, plus 4. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31. All right, so I have 315, but that is not my final answer. Remember, I have to move my decimal one spot. So I'm going to start at the back. So now I have 31.5. So my final answer with the units is going to be 31.5. And the units from my problem says centimeters. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, labeling your answer. 31.5 what? I don't know what you're talking about if you don't tell me in the units. So 31.5 centimeters, okay? Let's look at the next one. This one we identified as a square. Our formula is still the same, base times height. Remember, for it to be a square, both of my sides need to be the same. Both of them say 7.5, so I'm going to put that. Okay. Now I'm going to substitute in my formula. area equals, oh, sorry guys, my alarm. 7.5 times 7.5, okay? I need to multiply that, so I'm going to set that up to multiply. I have one spot after the decimal here, one spot after the decimal here, so I'm going to need to move my decimal twice into my final answer. Multiply like normal. 5 times 5 is 25, carry our 2. 5 times 7, 35, plus 2, 37. I am moving to a new line, so I need to put a 0 placeholder. Then start again. 7 times 5, 35, carry my 3. 7 times 7, 49, plus 3, 49, 51, 52. 52. No, I went over a little bit. All right, we're going to add that up. I get a 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 my 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a 5. So I have 5,625. But remember, that's not my final answer because I need to move my decimal 2 places. So I'm going to start at the back. 1, 2. So my final answer with the units is going to be 56.25, and my units were meters. Okay. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next two are both rectangles. And remember, our area is base times height, but there's something different about these two. These two have the area. They've already given me the answer. So I'm going to be working backwards to find the missing unit, whether it's the base or the height. So let's see what we need to find that's missing. All right, so first of all, it says that my area is 33 feet squared. 33, I'm just gonna put the numbers in here. I have a height of 3. I do not know what my base is, so I'm going to put X. That is my unknown, okay? So now I'm going to set this up. So it says area. Remember, we have the area, so we don't put an A, we're actually going to put the number. 33 equals base. I don't have a base, but I do have a height, okay? And if that looks funky to you, you can switch it around. You can put 3x, okay? All right, now, when a number is next to a letter, what operation does that signify? Multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So in order to figure out what the base is, I will need to divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 will leave me with just my x. Over here, 33 divided by 3 will give me 11. So 11 equals x. So we're saying that our base is 11. Can we check that? We can. So I'm going to put 33 equals 11 times 3. 33 equals 11 times 3 is 33. So I got that correct. Now our final answer, because we were looking for the base, I'm going to put 11 feet. And Miss Likes made an uh-oh. Let me go back here. Whenever we're finding the area, it's always squared, okay? When you're looking for the area, it's squared, okay? All right, one more. Again, they have given us the area, so I'm going to fill that in. They've given us the base this time, and I don't know what my height is. So area is 48 equals 4 times x. Because this is multiplication, the opposite to solve for the missing variable would be division. So I'm going to be dividing both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 leaves me with x. 48 divided by 4 will give me 12. So I'm saying that my height is 12, and I'm going to check that. So I'm going to put 48 equals 4 times 12. 48 equals 48. So that works out. I got that same answer. So we're saying that our height is 12, and then our units are inches. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our notes for finding the area of a rectangle and a square. You're going to go to your folder and you're going to do some practice on your own, and then we will do another shape tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great day.